Success is a result of consistent practice of winning skills and actions. There is nothing miraculous about the process. There is no luck involved. The magic to a great meeting is all of the work that's done beforehand. Most people have a harder time letting themselves love than finding someone to love them. I don't have very many regrets, not because I lived a perfect life, but because life is a bunch of rolling hills, not mountains or speed bumps, instead of stop signs, and so you come to a situation and it's neither good or bad, it just is, and what it means to you is what's your take on it. But the second part of the equation is, what are you going to do about it? A lot of times, I'm completely wrong, but all you do is back up and start over. The most important measure of how good a game I played was how much better Euro TMD made my teammates play. Friendship is a full-time job. Concentration and mental toughness are the margins of victory. I've been fortunate to meet and work with a lot of really smart people. The thing that strikes me most about them is how they continue to explore and learn every day. I have tried to apply that approach in my modest career as well. You can do anything you want to do if you want it bad enough. Commitment separates those who live their dreams from those who live their lives regretting the opportunities they have squandered. Durability is part of what makes a great athlete. The idea is not to block every shot. The idea is to make your opponent believe that you might block every shot. My most prized possession was my library card from the Oakland Public Library. The most important thing to me is the friends that I've made. You got to have the killer instinct. If you do not have it, forget about basketball and go into social psychology or something. If you sometimes wonder if you've got it, you ain't got it. No pussycats, please. To love someone is nothing, to be loved by someone is something, to love someone who loves you is everything. Don't knock the ball in the stands, keep it in your hands. What distinguishes a great player is his presence. When he goes onto the court, his presence dominates the atmosphere. We learn to make a shell for ourselves when we are young and then spend the rest of our lives hoping for someone to reach inside and touch us. Just touch, Euro anything more than that would be too much for us to bear. I think what has happened to our basketball team, we've been badly distracted. They're not reading too many positive things in the paper. The morale and the camaraderie that we had for one another earlier in the year is starting to come under duress because of all the losses. Some of the guys are feeling the pressure now from the last year when they were not successful. People say it was the greatest individual rivalry they've ever seen. I agree with that. Let me assure you that if either Wiltz or Russ, coach, had ever told one of them he couldn't guard the other guy, he would have lost that player forever. I think that David Stern is probably the greatest commissioner that any sport has ever had in the history of this country. We couldn't sustain it. And they got a lot of kids that can shoot. We just couldn't close out well enough. Create unselfishness as the most important team attribute. The last 5 or 6 days, I've been running. The last 2 days, I've been running pretty hard. Everybody's got to be someplace. Learning is a daily experience and a lifetime mission. I truly believe in the saying, we work to become, not to acquire. If you really have integrity, there are very few people who can insult you or honor you. What's more important than who's going to be the first black manager is who's going to be the first black sports editor of the New York Times.